none of these fires are contained.
There are so many fires across our area. We honestly do not even have an official number yet.
Red flag warnings for the entire valley today.
Governor Jim Justice has declared a state of emergency.
Just continuing to get calls after call after call.
Very windy, very smoky, very ashy.
The sky was just orange.
Worst rash of wildfires I ever seen them in my time here.
The fire surrounded us, completely surrounded us.
We do have evacuations.
When they started giving out the evacuation orders, look how many houses are, how many people's lives and personal items are at risk.
That was the hardest part, was hearing the count of homes that were lost.
Between 10 and 20 structures have been destroyed.
I got to save my home.
We told the firefighter where we lived. He said, well, that place survived.
One firefighter was injured.
You would not believe the cavalry that showed up in my house.
Everybody did something.
And the community came forward. They came forward like you would not believe.
Good evening, I'm Chelsea Church.
And I'm Caleb Peak. Thank you for joining us for this special report. 1 year ago today, wildfires began spreading across the Shenandoah Valley and eastern West Virginia. Plumes of smoke and a hellish glow signaling the unfolding disaster. Unusually dry conditions and windy weather made for the perfect storm, only helping to fuel the fire's rapid expansion.
Forests burned, homes destroyed, and first responders overwhelmed by a nonstop deluge of emergency calls. The satellite view from that day harrowing as thick smoke billowed toward the heavens from the mountains below. In Virginia alone, nearly 20,000 acres of ancient forest reduced to ash in an instant, consumed by 88 separate wildfires, each one starting within a single 24-hour period. The largest, a nearly 6,400-acre inferno in Page County, which made national headlines.
And in West Virginia, it was the opposite of almost heaven. The State Department of Forestry fighting 25 fires across more than 5,000 acres from Pendleton County through the eastern panhandle. That doesn't include Wardensville, where the U.S. Forest Service stood defiant against a 6,000-acre behemoth. Well, more information is coming to light about what led federal immigration agents to arrest a Harrisonburg woman on North Valley Pike earlier this week. Monday morning, Jakey Jasmine Funes Andrade was detained by Homeland Security while driving her daughter to school. That arrest captured by Funes Andrade's daughter in a now viral video. Today, we learned that she was transferred to the Albemarle Charlottesville Regional Jail just after 2 o'clock Thursday afternoon. WHSV reached out to an Immigrations and Customs Enforcement spokesperson regarding this matter. That spokesperson responding, quote, Jakey Jasmine Funes Andrade has been charged with resisting arrest and will appear in federal court today. However, court records are shedding additional light on why agents targeted Funes Andrade in the first place. Documents filed in U.S. District Court for the Western District of Virginia today show that she was originally pulled over because federal agents had an outstanding warrant of removal and deportation in hand. And during a preliminary hearing in Charlottesville this morning, Funes Andrade was formally charged with forcibly resisting those agents as they took her into custody. We'll continue to update you on this case as more details develop.
In Harrisonburg, we've learned 9 people were arrested during a drug interdiction operation at an East Market Street motel last Friday evening. Virginia State Police and the Regional Rush Drug Task Force carried out that bust at the Howard Johnson on June 13th. VSP says that raid was linked to an ongoing investigation into drug distribution in Harrisonburg and Rockingham County. During the bust, officers seized 437 grams of meth, 15 suspected fentanyl pills, and 16 grams of fentanyl powder and 9 doses of Suboxone, along with a handgun and $1,700 in cash. You can also see the street values of all of those drugs on your screen. Those 9 suspects have been charged with a total of 56 counts, including 55 felonies.
Well, star wrestler, star football player, and hero. Those are just a few of the ways to describe Brian Bucky Anderson.
Born and raised in Broadway, Bucky left James Madison University and enlisted into the Army. After basic training, he was sent to Fort Drum, where he soon deployed to Afghanistan.
Now, Bucky would never come home. Nearly 15 years after his death, his mother and the entire community is continuing to keep his memory alive.
Bucky Anderson loved his sports. He was a 3-year starter on the football team and Broadway's only two-time wrestling state champion. He wrestled at JMU until the program was disbanded. Without wrestling, Bucky was restless in college, craving something more meaningful.
I was at work one day, and he came home and told his dad, he said, I've had it. I've had enough of college. I'm going to enlist. Will you take me? And my husband said, you better hurry up before your mother gets home.
And that was that. The youngest of three was off to basic training in 2008. He was then stationed in Fort Drum, New York, as a specialist in the 87th Infantry Regiment.
Bucky was a mama's boy. He could get by with anything with me. The guys were throwing snowballs at him, and, you know, because he was the new guy on there. I said, do I need to call the Army and get, he goes, don't you even think about it. I wanted to protect him. But he couldn't hardly wait to be deployed.
Bucky was deployed on April 1st, something his mother Margaret refers to as a cruel joke.
I was proud of him, but I was scared. I thought, he's too young. He doesn't know what he's doing. You know, that's my first thought. I thought they should let mothers go with their sons.
Friday, June 11th, 2010, Bucky earned his combat badge after a firefight with enemy combatants. The next morning, he was the gunner for a supplies delivery.
This coward let him go across the bridge to deliver the supplies. And when they came back through, that's when the guy fired an IED. And Bucky was killed immediately. You know, that he didn't want that he wasn't crying for his mom, or, you know, I just wanted to be there, you know, or if he needed one last hug.
A seemingly normal Saturday for Margaret.
I went to play bingo in Newmarket, and my husband got off of work, and he came home, and he said he sat down to eat, and there was a knock on the door. And he said he got up, and he said, oh my God, not Bucky. He goes, this is going to kill my wife.
Turned into a day that would alter the course of her life.
I came home, and my family was on the porch. Andy goes, Mom, we're going to help you through this. And it just dawned on me. And then I looked up, and I saw the 2 Army men standing in my kitchen. I don't remember after that. I must have passed out.
At his procession, Anderson says people lined the streets from Newmarket to Broadway, including every last rival sports team.
After the funeral, I would spend days at the cemetery. My husband wanted my son to be buried at Arlington, which I should have let him be buried, but I wanted him close to me. I wanted him, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I wanted him to be there so he could see the Friday night lights at the football field.
She says the outpour of support from the community got her through then just as much as it does now. Anderson runs a scholarship in her son's honor, many of those donations coming from community efforts. Every last home football game at Broadway High School since 2010, the team has played in Bucky's memory. A standout player getting to wear the lucky 21 jersey. It's the same number Bucky wore back in the day and the one his mother always searches for.
My gate number was 21. My ticket said number 21, and my seat was 21. So I knew he was with me. There's not a minute that goes by that I don't think about him, or a song comes on the radio. In fact, I was listening to one yesterday by Kenny Chesney, Who'd You Be Today, and I was wondering who would he be today?
That's a question that will never be answered, but who he was and how he'll continue to be remembered is solidified in the hearts of people everywhere.
I just want them to remember he's a hero. You know, he's my baby, and I miss him something terrible.
It was really lovely getting to sit down with Miss Anderson and learn more about Bucky. And something really cool about all of this is that Bucky's story made it all the way to the NFL, and she got to go to Super Bowl 50 to share his story.
Yeah, she had so many powerful things to say about her son. One that really has stuck with me since we talked to her earlier this week was just her saying that she had mixed emotions about her son dying a hero, because he is a hero, but that was also her baby.
Yeah.
So she was just phenomenal to sit down and talk to.
Yeah, it's been truly amazing to be able to tell all of our Valley of Valor stories, but these Memorial Day stories, they were certainly something else.
Yeah, for sure, very special to us. Thank you, Kayla.
covering news across your hometown tonight. We're working hard for you. This is WHSV News at 11.
The polls are closed, the ballots have been cast, and now on this historic election night in Virginia, the only thing left to do is count the votes. Thanks for joining us on this special edition of WHSV News at 11. I'm Caleb Peak.
And I'm Taylor Rosari. Elections results are pouring in from voting precincts all over the Commonwealth as Virginians have elected the first female governor in this state's long history.
That's right, Taylor. Major outlets, including ABC News and the Associated Press, have called the gubernatorial race for Democrat Abigail Spanberger. Here are the early results in that race as they stand. Right now, the Virginia Department of Elections reporting that Spanberger leads Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears by 13 points. Make it 14 points, or about 450,000 votes. A lead that political pundits say is insurmountable. Again, Spanberger is projected to become the first woman to occupy Virginia's executive mansion.
And meanwhile, in the race for lieutenant governor, the race has also been called for Democratic State Senator Ghazala Hashmi, who leads Republican and former radio host John Reed by 10 points, a more than 300,000 vote margin.
And in a surprise twist, the race for Attorney General has also been called. Democrat Jay Jones now projected to beat the incumbent Republican Jason Miyares. The pair had been running neck and neck, but with most precincts now reporting Jones' 5-point lead over Miyares is too much for the current Attorney General to overcome.
Your first alert storm team forecast with meteorologist Cody Barnhart and the Sanger Roofing Doppler radar.
Alrighty, well, again, a winter wonderland out there for some parts of the area. Other parts missed out on this one again, but basically the same idea as Friday. We have the same type of setup out there across the area. Once again, take a look here at the Skycam at SHD where things are really low as far as visibility goes. Of course, some steady snow out there. You see the water droplets here as well with that snow coming down and also kind of wind blown as well. Temperatures are into the 20s, a light breeze as well, so it's going to blow sideways a little bit, but those temperatures here, for the most part, have held steady throughout the morning. It actually started snowing on the roof here this morning, about 34.5 degrees. We were not yet at freezing overall, but once that started, those temperatures fell, and it has really held here for much of the day. But take a look at the visibility again across much of Nelson and Albemarle County, Augusta, pretty much south of 33 here once you head down towards say Highland and Rockbridge County. But to the north here, Broadway, Luray, even up to Woodstock, no problems whatsoever. You've had a coating, maybe an inch or so in some areas, but otherwise it's been much better. So it's either you have it or you don't for today. The areas seeing the snow heads up for those problems, those are going to continue on the road this afternoon. Those temperatures, though, still into the 20s, so lots of delays, again, continuing for the afternoon and the evening. And even once the snow stops, we still have cold temperatures out there later on tonight because we've got plenty of snow off to the south and west here as well, and we've got to get through all this moisture working off to the east. We still have some good snow right now coming down along the Blue Ridge, Skyline Drive. You see the darker blues and purples there, even again off to the south and off to the west. I have a number of 3 to 4 inch totals, anywhere from Highland County down towards, say, Lyndhurst as well, over towards 64 and southeast parts of Augusta County. So we've seen some decent totals so far today. Those winter weather advisories, again, continuing for that accumulating snow through 5 p.m. as we head toward the evening hours once again. But overall here through the afternoon, most of this will stay around 33, give or take, and southward here across the valley, back toward Pendleton, Highland counties, and then by 4, 5, 6 p.m. later this evening, that'll start to taper off as well. But behind that, that's where those temperatures are going to fall. So any of the snow, again, still falling today, will be very slick late overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. That's going to be a big problem here. And most of the problem spots as far as the higher end totals, again, the southeast part of the valley, areas to the north. We've already seen that Woodstock camera. There's really not much to speak of for the most part. Still, again, a coating here or there, but the northern valley really missing out on this one because of the dry air being funneled in here from the northern areas. 18 tonight for us in Elkton, mid-teens up and down I-81. That same idea into the low 20s back into West Virginia. But again, anything that's wet and slick later tonight into tomorrow morning will be icy. Now, we'll have a mix of sun and clouds for tomorrow. Temperatures will stay, though, into the upper 20s and low 30s. And then that wind picks up on Wednesday ahead of our next cold front. So although, yes, temperatures do bump up here for the middle of the week, once that front comes through, look at at this. We're back down to 28 Wednesday night. And of course, the wind chill, you factor it in, is even colder. But here's the rest of your 7-day. But Blue Mountain Plumbing, Heating and Cooling, those temperatures again dipping right back down into the 30s. Thursday and Friday, we'll have a bit of a temperature swing as we head toward the end of the week. And that's because we have another big Arctic cold front on the way. Now, the timing of that right now, 5-6 days out, is a little bit in question exactly when that front gets here. So stay with us. We're going to have changes. I can almost guarantee that Saturday and Sunday as far as those temperatures go, but certainly possible, at least by early next week, Caleb, we could have temperatures again during the day, not out of the 20s, maybe near 30. So this cold is sticking around.
Winter is here, whether we like it or not. And the Skycam at SHD tells the tale. It is still coming down.
It's beautiful. And the biggest surprise with this is not really a surprise, but like the snowfall rates will overtake the ground temperature. So it doesn't matter the fact that it's daytime or nighttime. That is out the window.
Yeah, if you have to be out and about, certainly be careful. It's until 5 o'clock. That's how long that advisory stays in place.
That's right. Most of the snow by about 7 o'clock will be fully out of here.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much, Cody. The Beaver has arrived in the valley, and it brought its followers with it.
Ready or not, after a year of construction, Virginia's first Buc-ee's is now open for business in Rockingham County. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chelsea Church.
And I'm Caleb Peak. Now, this is a day we've had on our radar for quite some time, but for hardcore fans of this massive travel center, and trust me, there are plenty of them, today is a dream come true.
Oh, yeah. Our Mason Willett is one of them. He's live in the middle of the action for us tonight. Mason, what's going on out there?
Yeah, Chelsea and Caleb, it's kind of clearing out now, but I mean, there have been thousands of people coming in and out today, just experiencing Buc-ee's. I mean, between the gas prices to the brisket sandwiches, I mean, there's something for everyone. And I mean, as soon as you walk into that 74,000 square foot building, I mean, people just say it is mind blowing.
I'm at Buc-ee's.
From the food to the merch to even the restrooms, thousands of people from other states and even other countries traveling to Mount Crawford for opening day of Virginia's first Buc-ee's.
This is part of my birthday present. My birthday was last week, and I said, for my birthday, I want to come to the grand opening and buy whatever I want.
It's worse than Costco on a Saturday morning.
No, this is the first time I've seen this many people at a gas station. So definitely a great experience. Over 100 pumps is wild. So
I'll be here back again. It's worth the 3-hour trip. Definitely.
I know they had the soft opening earlier this weekend, but this is exciting that it's here in Harrisonburg and we can get to it within 45 minutes. So.
But it was more than just customers getting in on the action. Even Governor Glenn Youngkin said he could not miss out on watching the growth of Virginia's workforce.
Listen, folks, if you didn't know it, Virginia's got jobs. Lots of them. Lots of them. And so all you folks who are from out of state, not only should you move here because it's the best place to live, work, and raise a family, we got jobs for you. So come on and take them because Virginia is ready.
Buc-ee's co-founder Arch Beaver Alpin says expanding to Virginia marks a major milestone for the Texas-based company.
For those of y'all that haven't been here, I mean, my commitment and promise to you is to provide exceptional experience and exceptional service as you travel down the highway. And so our job, if we do it right, is to stop as many people as we can off Interstate 81 and have them come here and shop locally.
Now Youngkin and Mr. Beaver say this is not the only Buc-ee's they have planned for Virginia. They already said they are looking around the Commonwealth for more locations. But you know what? I do have to get back inside, get some more sweet treats before I hit the road for the night. So tossing it back to you, Chelsea and Caleb.
Yeah, Mason, I know you've got plenty of shade with that hat, but go inside and get hydrated. Thanks for the coverage.
He's been filling up on snacks all day long. Yeah. Hopefully you can bring some back for us. I haven't been able to get out there yet. So I'll be looking forward to that, Mason. Thank you.
Definitely will.
All right.
Well, it's an unusual spot James Madison finds itself in. On one hand, the Dukes are getting ready for their first ever college football playoff appearance. On the other, they're already preparing for life after head coach Bob Chesney, who's leaving for UCLA, but still coaching through the CFP. With the transfer portal opening in 3 weeks, Matt Rohn had to move fast and believes hiring Billy Napier now sets the program up for the present, but also the future.
It is now my pleasure to invite to the podium the next great head football coach at James Madison University, Coach Billy Napier.
Matt Rohn got his guy.
JMU's athletic director expressing gratitude Billy Napier was even available as the Dukes continue their rise.
To be able to find somebody that prioritizes recruiting, retaining talent, understands a modern infrastructure, what that should look like, values the experience of student athletes, right, where it's not just transactional. We've talked about that a lot over the last few years, where it's really transformational.
After Roan met with Napier, JMU's soon-to-be head coach hopped on a plane last Thursday at 4:30 a.m. to see Harrisonburg for himself, and that visit sealed the deal.
This was an incredible opportunity at a prestigious university, and in my opinion, the top Group of 6 football program in the entire country.
For Napier, it's also a return to a conference where he's had plenty of success. Before his stint at Florida, 2 of his 4 seasons at Louisiana ended with Sun Belt championships. Napier believes he can bring that same success to JMU.
We certainly have enough resources from a rev share perspective to be competitive. I wouldn't be sitting here if that wasn't the case.
Now the work begins. Napier says the first 90 days will be critical. His top priorities, building a staff and building next year's roster, both by recruiting new players and retaining the current ones.
This place continues to make history, and it's our job to continue that. It's in the DNA here.
Working hard for you. WHSV at 5 begins now with breaking news.
Good evening and welcome. I'm Caleb Peak, and we begin tonight with breaking news out of Utah. President Trump now saying conservative activist Charlie Kirk is dead after he was shot while speaking at an event at Utah Valley University. President Trump announced his death on social media. Kirk was invited by a student group and was speaking when a shot was fired from a campus building about 200 yards from Kirk. A former congressman says Kirk was shot after he was asked a question about transgender shootings and mass killings. He was 31 years old.
We've been following this developing story throughout the week, and tonight we have new information about the events which led to the murder of 62-year-old wife, mother, and teacher Holly Hatcher at her Rockingham County home on Sunday night. Thanks for joining us. I'm Taylor Rosari. Sheriff Brian Hutchison alongside Holly's family detailing the days leading up to the attack, including how the intruder had no history of criminal or violent activity. Our Ryan Hartnett breaks down what was revealed on Thursday.
This is 31 years in law enforcement training. I have never seen anything like it in my entire career.
New details are being shared about the double homicide that took place in Rockingham County, where 41-year-old Kevin Walker of Maryland stabbed 62-year-old Holly Hatcher to death at the Hatcher family home off of North Valley Pike. Sheriff Hutchison, joined by Spencer and Michael Hatcher, releasing a nearly 14-minute statement about the timeline of events that took place before the double homicide.
The first begins with Friday, August the 1st, and that is at 2:22 p.m. when the offender rented a campsite at Endless Caverns, as well as paid for the tour of the caverns, which is a 1-hour tour, and that tour he took started at 3 p.m.
Walker would then travel to the Timberville Walmart, entering the store at 5:24 p.m. where he purchased a sleeping bag and a large knife in the outdoors section before leaving at 5:45 p.m. to return to the Caverns campsite. But between the hours of 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock a.m. on Saturday morning, Walker's car damaged the entrance to the Caverns gift shop.
In the morning, first thing, there was car pieces at our front door where it was broken into. Nothing was taken. It looked like he did go into the cave, and then when he pulled out of here, went down the road and just ran off the road into a ditch.
General manager of Endless Caverns, Mike Stewart, says that the broken glass from the entrance door extended all the way to the back part of the gift shop. Walker then allegedly fled his vehicle in the ditch and fled on foot, where Sheriff Hutchison says authorities patrolled the entire area searching for Walker with patrol cars and a drone, but were unable to find him until the late-night call on Sunday night from the Hatcher household. In the video, Sheriff Hutchison also addressed speculation from residents on the situation.
There were no reports, no phone calls in to either our offices or the dispatch to any law enforcement, any otherwise phone calls or reporting of suspicious, disruptive, illegal activity of any kind that came in whatsoever during that time period.
While the Hatcher family still continues to mourn the tragic loss of their beloved Holly, The love from the community is providing them strength in this difficult time.
We've cried, we've hurt, and we've hugged, and we have found more love than we have ever known has existed between us and between you.
Working hard for you, Ryan Hartnett, WHSV.
A federal judge in Shenandoah County has ruled in favor of 5 students who challenged the name change of 2 of the county's schools. The case began in 2024 after the Shenandoah County School Board changed 2 county schools back to their original names, honoring Confederate war figures Stonewall Jackson, Turner Ashby, and Robert E. Lee. This change led to a lawsuit by 5 students represented by the Virginia NAACP challenging the decision. They say forcing black students to attend a school honoring Confederates denies them equal opportunities to education and violates their First Amendment rights. Our Mason Willett has spoken with several community leaders regarding the ruling, and he joins us now live outside of Stonewall Jackson High School in Quicksburg. Mason, what do you know?
Yeah, Caleb, with a federal judge ruling Tuesday that the Confederate school name violates constitutional rights of students, I spoke with leaders of the Virginia NAACP who say this was a big victory for their ongoing efforts.
Keeping these Confederates alive is keeping that war alive.
On Tuesday, Western District of Virginia Senior Judge Michael Urbanski wrote in a legal opinion that he found forcing Stonewall Jackson High School students to be, quote, mobile billboards violated students' constitutional rights. With this decision, Marja Plater, senior counsel at the Washington Lawyers Committee, says this was a big victory for the students.
We believe that this decision basically just affirms and vindicates our clients' rights, that they do not have to be mobile billboards for a message that they don't agree with and one that conveys racial sentiments.
Urbanski wrote students believe wearing Stonewall Jackson Generals or General's name on their chest is attributing their hard work in academic or athletic activities to Stonewall Jackson, making students, quote, become instruments for communicating the school board's message. Now, the school name has not only affected current students, as Kathy Reck, a delegate candidate in the 33rd District, says her daughter faced issues after graduating when she moved out of state and started applying for jobs.
When she would take her resume in to get, good jobs, they'd look down and say, yeah, okay. Then they see that Stonewall Jackson High School, and all they thought was, oh, she's racist.
Rex says teaching history in the classroom is one thing, but having students represent the past needs to end.
I want to keep our history, but I don't want to flaunt it. People who want to keep it Stonewall Jackson, they graduated from Stonewall Jackson 30 years ago. They don't need that. It's already on their life. They don't need to be putting it on the future generations' lives.
However, Rex election opponent Justin Pence says in a statement, quote, I disagree with the judge's ruling and support the current names. While the ruling is not final, I ultimately believe this is a decision that should be left to the citizens and school board of Shenandoah County. Plater says while this decision does not change the school name immediately, this ruling goes beyond just the walls of Shenandoah County schools and could play a pivotal role in future decisions around the country.
I don't think we have a clearly defined answer as to what that means. I mean, one thing we do know is that the court did not order that the names be changed at this time, but that does not mean the case is over.
Now, I have reached out to school board members about the ongoing ruling, but have not heard back yet. As for the other violation claims from the students and the NAACP, the case for those is set for trial in December. Caleb?
I know you'll continue keeping an eye on that, Mason. Thank you.
Mail delivery has been a staple of American society since the start. Now, sending a letter isn't as popular these days, but an unlikely pair have been mailing messages to each other since the fall, and now they finally got the chance to meet their pen pal. Our Mike Staley has more on their story in this week's Tell Me Something Good.
Tell Me Something Good, sponsored by Domino's, serving free kindness with every order.
Third and fourth grade students have been writing to Spotswood High School students and anxiously waiting for their replies since the beginning of the school year. And up until now, they only knew how the other person wrote. But the kids finally got to meet their pen pals, bringing no shortage of sunshine and smiles to the halls of Cub Run Elementary School.
I love her. I think I like her the best out of anyone here.
It's not every day these elementary students get to hang out with the cool older kids in high school, but since the fall, a handful of students from Cub Run Elementary and Spotswood High Schools have been writing letters to each other in a pen pal program.
We wanted to do pen pals, and then I said, my whole class said yes, and I was really excited to write to Maddie.
After months of anxiously waiting for the next letter, the students got a chance to meet the person on the other side of the message.
So it was so cool getting to come back down here, like have the nostalgia from when I went here, and just meet some of the students who are like coming up that are gonna be like the future.
The students involved loved getting to meet their pen pals, even if they didn't know it was happening.
I knew I'd have a lot of fun. Just by reading these girls' letters, I knew I would bond with them and just have a lot of fun with them. I feel like I have a lot in common with them, so I knew I'd have a lot of fun.
I didn't even know they were coming until yesterday.
The teachers who made this possible say the excitement around the letters and writing to their pen pals shine bright in the classroom.
Every day they will ask me, do we have letters yet from our pen pals? Every single day. And you know, it takes about 2 or 3 weeks to get them. And then when they would get them, they'd be very excited.
Carissa Eckelman says the mystery behind what the pen pal looked like made their unlikely meeting that much more sweet.
I've really enjoyed just like getting to know each person individually, each one of their pen pals, and anticipating what does my pen pal look like? Is my pen pal a boy or girl? What background are they from? What sports they like? And finally to put that together and see, okay, this is a person, maybe they weren't what I thought they were gonna be, what I thought they were gonna look like or act like, but it matches what they've been writing about the whole time.
Even though they only just met, when I was in the room with them, it felt like they were already best friends. Who made the better drawing between the two of you?
Definitely me. So mine was a work of art. It was filled with color. It was beautiful, really represented. It was gorgeous.
She drew me blue, and I had orange hair.
I was getting inspiration from Ice Spice. I think I did great.
They told me the letters felt personal and genuine, coming from their pen pals.
You made me like a paper bag that you put the letter in. That one was my favorite letter. It was a treat. I was the only one that got a little paper bag. Everyone else was just in an envelope, and mine was in a little paper purse. I still have that as well.
All the letters were the same, so I was getting creative and just started making a bag.
Not only is this fun for the kids, being able to bond with older peers who they'll one day be, but it's also a chance for them to learn some valuable life lessons.
So it's all about making connections, all about building relationships, and they're learning that now. So as they become older, they know how to go out and do that, and we can have a much better world, hopefully.
The younger students told me they can't wait to be the high schooler in the Pen Pal program, but for now, they're enjoying the time spent meeting a new person.
I really wanted to know my two. How they both looked like, because I was really excited.
All of the adults involved say seeing the smiles on the students' faces is what kept them going with the program. The teachers in the program told me they loved seeing their students grow fond of their pen pal and see the true interaction between these high schoolers and elementary schoolers. Because this program was such a hit for the kids, they say it's here to stay. With this Tell Me Something Good, I'm Mike Staley.
It's that time. As the sun slowly goes down, the more trick-or-treaters you might start seeing walking up to your door and asking you for candy. Our reporter Kennedy Scales joins us live now in downtown Harrisonburg. Kennedy, how's it going out there? Are you seeing any cool costumes?
Oh yeah, killers. You can see, look at all these really cool costumes right here. And I actually have a few kids I want to share with you guys what they have on today. So how would you go first for me?
Hi, my name is Zachary. I'm wearing a green skeleton costume.
All right, that sounds so cool. It's probably going to glow in the dark tonight. That'll be really cool, won't it be?
Yeah.
Yeah, how about you?
I'm a zookeeper.
Uh-huh. And you were telling me earlier that I think that your animals, they were attached by hand, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's so cool. And how about you?
I'm a night walker / one of his birds, and I'm cold.
All right, cool. Yeah. Okay. And how about you? Where are you?
I'm an astronaut, and I have the helmet without the thing.
All right. And what are you guys most excited for today for Halloween? Who wants to tell me?
Candy. Candy. What's the point in buying candy every day?
Alrighty. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Happy Halloween! Woo! Back to you, Caleb and Taylor.
Coolest kids in town. That is awesome.
All of them wanted to tell. Oh my gosh.
They all have the right response, too.
They're really excited.
All right, thanks, Kennedy. All right, and tonight, thousands of other kids, along with those in Harrisonburg across the country, will be out trick-or-treating, going house to house in their favorite costumes, ready to stack their bags full of candy and sweet treats. However, the Harrisonburg Police Department wants to remind children and parents within the area to practice safety tips while walking around at night in the dark.
With it being dark out, we suggest that you walk in groups and at least have some type of flashlight or reflective vest for when you're going to be on the road going in between the homes.
And Kevin Fowler, a sergeant with the Harrisonburg Police Department, says people should remain on sidewalks as much as possible. If a sidewalk is not available, walk on the left side of the road against traffic so you can see when cars are coming your way.
It's the end of an era. After 44 years of keeping the Valley informed and entertained, News Talk radio icon Mike Schickman signed off for the final time tonight. Caleb Peak sat down with the man known affectionately as Schick for a 4.5-decade walk down memory lane.
Our temperature again, 81 degrees. This is the Mike Schickman Show, day 3 of the final week of the Schickman Mess. We've got a special guest coming up. We will also hear from the president and the retiring president of Blue Ridge Area Food Bank, Michael McKee. But first, time for news, local, state, and area news with WSVA's news director, Mario Retrosi.
It's like the voice of an old friend, and for many over the last 44 years, that's exactly what Mike Schickman has become.
Listen, if I'm in a store with my girlfriend and I'm not talking, people don't know who the heck I am. So then I open my mouth, somebody will say, "You're Mike Schickman." I said, "Yes." Guilty.
On Monday, News Talk 92.1 and 550 WSVA in Harrisonburg celebrated its 90th anniversary. Since 1981, nearly half of the station's life, Schickman has kept the Valley listening, laughing, and learning every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6, a gig that allowed him to forge lasting connections with listeners, old, young, and everything in between.
A good friend of mine who was a ward of the late Larry Pence, who was athletic director and basketball coach at the old Turner Ashby. And he said to me, and he was like 22, and he said, "Schick, I'm getting old." I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "I'm 22, and I find myself listening to WSVA, and it ain't snowing outside."
It's fans like that who'll miss Schick the most after he signs off for the final time Friday night. Between 44 years hosting the Schickman Mess and 29 years as the voice of JMU sports, this son of 2 Holocaust survivors has had plenty to say. But ironically, he's also learned when to stop talking.
The best color comment I ever made was Ken Kaluko's 3 to get Lefty into the NCAA tournament. And I was doing color for Jim, and he's screaming his lungs out. And I kept my mouth shut. First lesson of doing color commentating. Keep your mouth shut.
From calling a JMU national championship in 2004 to the question of the day every afternoon, Schickman says none of it would have been possible without the Valley's welcoming embrace.
I've just been blessed, and I count my blessings. And I'm grateful to the Shenandoah Valley for welcoming this vagabond Jew from Brooklyn and letting me be a part of Harrisonburg and Rockingham County.
But this isn't goodbye forever. Schick says those golden pipes will still be heard occasionally on WSVA.
I don't want people to worry about me. because, you know, I've been around. I've been like dog do. I'm all over the place. Just don't step in me.
Working hard for you. Caleb Peak, WHSV.